Yo, what up, YouTube? It's your boy, another Zod, back at you, y'all savage. But anyways, you know, I was gonna upload a video yesterday. I wanted to record it outside like I did today. I have footage today outside after I came from the gym, but it was just, you know, the wind was blowing in the mic, and it just didn't sound right. But I'm gonna get into 21 Savage and Draco that I really wanted to. Well, 21 Savage, who I really need to talk about, but Draco's just, you know, people have been asking me about him, and I'm just gonna give my idea on a few things. But there's a dude named Jacob Montgomery got killed in Coachella. You know what I mean? They're having problems burying him right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and drop his GoFundMe on there. If you fill out the kindness of your heart like you did last time, you know, for the girl that died in Coachella. It's a lot of people getting killed, you know what I mean? But you know, and it's a sad thing, but you know, that's the way we live life. So, you know, if anybody feel it within the kindness of their heart and want to donate to this fund, you know, I'm gonna drop the link. Shouts out to Night Out from Silver Lake. Said I would shout you out, big dog, ya sabes. To King Squad TV for always putting it down, always coming with that hot stuff. I'm gonna go, you know, send my shots out to them. To AV Watchman, always right there, you know, keeping the cops accountable with the dirty ones. And to Taj, he got something coming out. Go ahead and check that out. Oh, and Division 2 for the gamers. If you can pre-order it, I would get on it tomorrow it starts. But anyways, let me just get into Draco first. The thing about Draco, people were saying that they're using his record, not necessarily his record against him, but they're using the fact that in his music, what he talks about in order to stick him. And at the end of the day, a lot of people need to realize one thing. They will always do that. In California, they do it all the time. See, you can be a gangbanger in California and get your picture taken, like, you know, before when the crash used to pull you over. But that means nothing. That just means you're affiliated with them. When you go to court and you're facing a gang-related charge and they're trying to give you that gang stamp, once they put that stamp on you, that's when you're official. Well, to your neighbor, you might be already official, and to your enemies. But in court, once in that court record, they put that stamp of that gang member, boom. You know, that's when everything can get real for you. But that's why they're getting him. That's why Nipsey Hussle has said, you know, he don't say 60 this, 60 that. Now he might, because he's at the 18, really out there putting nothing down. You know, he's just a rapper now. But he avoided saying things like that nature because he know that they could use it in his courts if he ever got busted in his court records to basically put him in prison maybe for the rest of his life, especially depending on how notorious your hood is. You know, everybody didn't had their time. You had 18 at one time where, you know, they had got, like, I guess the South Side for killing cops. After that, they were snatching fools up out of Wayside and doing bad things to them. You had the dudes from Long Beach with their thing. You had the dudes from Hoover with their thing. You had East Coast with the stuff that happened in Calipad. After that, the cops are on their head in prison, you know, really trying to erase these guys. And it's just like that. So depending on what you say in your music can depend whether, you know, in the future there's ramification behind it. People, A-R-Ab, Dark Low, that other dude out of Atlanta, goes without saying. Especially if you're gonna be putting it in your music, don't be out there doing it. Let it be something that you've already did and paid the price for. But I mean, to each is their own. You know, you can continue to do what you want, but sometimes there is consequences, and they really on people's head right now. So yeah, that's what I say about Draco. But about 21 Savage, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, you know, they're really speaking up on immigration. Well, I mean, there's been a lot of things happening in immigration. There's people's being separated from their children. There's kids dying in the camps that they have. There's children being raped by guards, you know what I mean, in the camps that they're being held in. So there's a lot of atrocities going on right now, which nobody is speaking on. But I understand they brought up the 21 Savage because he's a celebrity. At the end of the day, the reason I think he's busted is the simple fact that he spoke up on Trump. And that's not to say that the dude is vindictive, that Trump or anybody in his party is vindictive. But I mean, if you remember, what's that one dude out of YA? Not X. I can't remember his name, but he spoke up on Reagan, and they came into YA to look at this dude to see Scary X. If you don't know about Scary X, real political, real you know, but they came to see him. Once he made that threat, they came to see him, even though it's just somebody voicing their opinion. The only difference between him and 21 Savage is 21 Savage ain't from this country. There's 3 different divisions of ICE. But the most active one that's out there in the field, they're on it. If they get the word down, like, hey, check this guy out, they're going to be on you. 21 Savage pretty much sealed his his faith when he chose to speak on a sitting president and not be a citizen of this country. See, it's one thing if you're in this country and you want to speak up on politics. People can either ignore you or they can acknowledge your opinion. If you're somebody that ain't from this country, you don't live here, you're not visiting here, whatever, you know, you're just somebody in another country saying what you say. But the simple fact that he was in the United States getting United States money, and he chose to speak up on Trump. Everybody know once you say anything about Trump, he's on social media, he's on Twitter, he's gonna bash you. But all I'm gonna say is like this: 21 Savage sealed his fate when he spoke up on the president. You're not a citizen of the United States. That's where you messed up, dog. You should have just stayed getting your money and enjoying your life. It's funny. All of a sudden now it's like his visa's been up. I mean, come on. It ain't. He's in social media, so it's not hard to find him. He's at the level to where he's well known. 21 Savage. Everything that he talked about in the music is kind of like people are bringing into question. I mean, for the most part, it's like this. If you're out there doing this and doing that and you're getting cracked for it, and you're on a visa, you're gone. They're not going to entertain it. You're not going to get nothing. Unless you got diplomatic immunity, you're out this country. So people are starting to say, okay, well, all this that he said he was about, it, I mean, come on. You know what I mean? But I'm no one to bring his character into question, because I mean, I still fuck with 21 Savage music. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it is what it is. And when things start coming out in the open, you know, you got to, there's a lot of contradictions and things. But the whole thing the reason I chose to talk about this is because people not only ask me about it, but it's relevant to the times. Immigration is a serious thing right now that people are really paying attention to. Everybody has their own take on it. It's like T.I. T.I. never spoke, when he spoke up on immigration, it was the other way, and about sealing borders and all this. But now, since 21 Savage is actually getting busted, now they speak out. So it's kind of like, you know, but we ain't gonna go into nobody's character. It's just saying that this dude, you know, he sealed his fate. He shouldn't have spoke up on the president. He shouldn't have spoke on politics. A lot of people are saying, oh, this dude is woke. He is. You know what I mean? To a certain extent. But you can't do that in another country. If you were speaking these same politics in Iran, they'd kill you. If you went to Iraq and you're speaking about things that you shouldn't speak about, they kill you. In this country, they're just going to deport you. You're not going to end up dead unless you're like, you know, somebody that's an immediate threat. But other than that, nobody would hear what happens to you. He made a mistake. He should have just stayed getting his money. He shouldn't have allowed his emotions to overtake him. Maybe he felt like a lot of other artists that want to speak out against certain things, but what he didn't understand is these artists actually have U.S. citizenship. Any immigrant, which the United States was built off immigrants, but we're not going into that. Any immigrant right now that's trying to get U.S. citizenship would tell you that you never speak on this country when you're trying to be part of it. And if you're not trying to be a part of it, but you're trying to get your money here and stay here, you know, in order to get your money, keep it quiet. He didn't. I know dudes right now that have been spent almost 20 years trying to become a citizen of this country, and they don't speak on nothing that has anything to do with politics. Why? Because you don't want the focus on you. Just certain things you say can get you disqualified. And even if you've had the most stellar record, at the end of the day, you're not even a citizen and you're speaking up on this country, which is kind of crazy, because with the whole Brexit and all that in Britain, their country right now is so in a state of decay. It's like you got they want to evacuate the Queen. It's like it's so much stuff going down in their own country. And for him to speak up on this one, like I said, everybody's entitled to say what they want, but understand that there's consequences behind it. And the simple fact that he chose to speak up on the country that he has no real affiliation with, as you know, as far as like being a part of, he pretty much messed himself. Like, and that's all I can really say on 21 Savage to the people that ask me about him. That's why I think he got stuck. It's not the fact that he's just woke. A lot of people are woke, but a lot of people belong to this country, so they can get away with a lot of things. Being woke and being from a different country, talking bad about another country, or trying to, you know, supposedly expose like certain things about a certain country, you only put the focus on yourself. There's a chick right now that I had spoke on last time that said something about, you know, they need to basically shoot Trump. They're still on her bumper, and anybody that has any affiliation with her friends, family, they're on. Now they're digging through all their stuff, and I'm guaranteeing you won't hear the last of it, or you might not hear of it again. But I can guarantee you, there's still things in the work, especially with this president that's in you know, that's in office. The dude is not really playing no games, and he can get vindictive, and if you speak up on him, I can guarantee you, if you ain't a U.S. citizen, you're gonna have ICE knocking at your door. They're gonna make sure they get rid of you. You know what I mean? So, you know, this should be one of those things that anybody that takes part in you know, political disputes, or you know, anybody that feel as if they want to get political, but they actually trying to be a part of this country, best bet, just keep your mouth shut and just lay back until you're in a position to where you actually can talk about it. Like I said, he screwed himself because he wasn't a U.S. citizen, and this might not be relevant to you, but to some people it is going to be relevant. It's one of those things that you just got to think about. You know what I mean? And hopefully, and this dude got 23 hours a day he's locked up, and 1 hour out. That reminds me of a whole program for the people that actually been busted. That's a whole program. They're trying to break him. If he just gives up his rights and bounces, he ain't gonna see no jail time or nothing. They'll let him out, send him back to his country. Slick Rick actually did it because he had an attempted murder. So that's what, after he got out, they deported him. For the people that didn't know that, he was actually a British citizen. Yeah. The best bet for anybody that's trying to get asylum, trying to get anything, don't speak on this country until you are in this country. And I'm not talking about on a visa. I'm talking about you got your citizenship, because ICE will be at your door. They out here in full effect. And, you know, that's all I can say, like, about 21 Savage. Now he's caught up, you know what I mean? And for anybody that really want to get into immigration, dig deeper. Actually be a voice for it. Don't only speak up when you see when you see somebody that's rich, that at the end of the day, he go back to his country, he got money to live. And he still got a rap career. So may not be as lucrative as it was in this country, but he's still going to have a rap career. So no boo-hoos for anybody. Like I said, no shots at him, because I still, you know, fuck with his music. But, you know, so start, you know, getting on these current events and start, you know, participating in the immigration problems that's going on in this country, and don't worry about, because he's a rap star and they're on him because he's woke. He's woke, but he just spoke in the wrong country. And that's all I can really say on that. But yeah, to the GoFundMe, you know, once again, I implore you to you know, reach within your heart and try to give back, you know what I mean? And that's pretty much it. And on that note, you enjoy the rest of your day. My name is Zod, and I'm out.